Hey everyone, it's me Doomlink and welcome back to the Doomlink's Live Hunt series. We are back in Generations Ultimate, and I was reminded by a viewer yesterday, as I was recording Breath of the Wild I believe, that, well, it's not like he actually said, oh by the way, it's been 3 weeks since you last did a recording in Monster Hunter, but his question of when will your next Monster Hunter livestream be, certainly brought my attention to the fact that it had been a while since I last recorded for Monster Hunter, so here I am. I'm not here against my will, but I was reminded to be here, so yeah. If I really didn't want to record Monster Hunter, I wouldn't be here, but I do want to record Monster Hunter, so here we are. If you wanted to know when to expect the next, whatever it's called, what is it again? It's Joke Weapon Roulette, yeah. If you're wondering when to expect that next, well, I don't really know when to expect that. It's an enjoyable series, I suppose, but it's... I also enjoy just sitting down, playing through the game, using whatever weapon I would like to, rather than being forced to use a specific joke weapon, so... While the Joke Weapon Roulette series is not dead by any means, it's not going to be frequently uploaded. For the reason that sometimes I just do want to come in and play fairly normally, rather than do something a little bit out of the ordinary. So, yeah, just getting my chat up, and we will get ready to go. I'm assuming everything's alright. It's a little bit dark outside because it is raining. It's, well, it's not that early in the morning, it's just a bit before 9 AM. But, yeah. We will be playing some... No, don't create a room. We will be playing some Generations Ultimate, obviously. And it's actually surprisingly warm in here, so I might have to take off my jacket. We'll see. Can you stop connecting? It's totally unnecessary because, well, I guess it's necessary for you to connect to the online, but I'm certainly not intending to create a room, so bugger off. Crimson Fatalis. Oh, that's the event. This is going to be a bit uncomfortable. I would have to use my Adept Light Pierce Bow Gun to really be comfortable in an event Crimson Fatalis hunt, so... This is a bit of an extreme way to get started, especially since I haven't really been playing Monster Hunter that frequently lately. The friend that I usually play Monster Hunter with consistently, well, we've been watching a lot of airing anime, and I don't really watch airing anime, not my thing, but a lot of shows recently, like this year in particular, have had new seasons, you know, shows that I've been watching over a long period of time, and they all came at the same time, and there were also some nice shows outside of that. Also, I said also twice. So, yeah, we've just not had any time to play Monster Hunter, basically. So I haven't actually been playing this so much, but, the fact that YouTube notifies you early about me going live got you emotional, Pablo. Well, that's good to know. I suppose, sometimes, extreme miracles can indeed bring one to tears. And also, speaking of miracles, I only just remembered this because I said miracle randomly, but, yeah, in the previous video that I did for Breath of the Wild, I, for some reason, said that performing 2 miracles made you a pope. Actually, in my head I meant to say, performing 2 miracles makes you a saint. I don't know what the fuck you need to do to be a pope. Maybe be born in the right family or something. But anyway, we want our light pierce set. I do apologize for the birds outside that you can probably hear. We are going to change to... See, I don't even know where to go to change styles, because I almost never change my style. Okay, we are going Adept. I have Bullet Geyser just because, I don't know, maybe it'll be helpful. If it ends up throwing everyone else away from the monster, possibly not helpful. But even that in and of itself can be a good thing, if everyone's in the shit. But probably not. We'll see. I don't think I've ever used a Bullet Geyser and sent people flying away from the monster and had it be a good thing, where they actually needed to be thrown away. Insurance is a good skill to get. Has anyone eaten for insurance? Yes. That guy has exactly the skills that I was about to get. So therefore I will eat for something else. Or possibly eat for something else. Wow. Okay, well, let's just stick with Moxie then. Moxie should be good. Moxie and Sharpshooter. Sharpshooter won't really help me, but Moxie will certainly help me. That'll be a really good thing to have. So some other guy went and got insurance, I've got Moxie. I think we'll be in a good way. I don't think I need to bring any combinations for shots. We've got some slicing internal ammo, I believe, which is the whole reason why we have True Shot up And also, we've got lots of peers. Oh, I'm so sorry, Palico Man. Am I taking your time? Actually, no, he walked to the box, not to come and look at me to see where I was and why I hadn't readied up. I'm a bit used to that. You know, if you don't ready up immediately, it's like, where is he? Well, this quest is called To Slay a Legend, and rightly so. This is a rather legendary dragon, who might end up killing me, but probably not, because the only reason why he would kill me is because I'm a little bit rusty. A little bit. I need a bit of a warm-up, and this is my warm-up quest, a fucking event Crimson Fatalis, so we will see how things eventuate. But, oh, I forgot to shoot my Demon Affinity. Well, let's see if I can shoot it at them. Well, how about we just give it to you? And I'll see if I can shoot it again for my other teammates as I drop down. This guy's buffing like crazy. And again, I apologize for the birds outside. They've actually turned into background noise that I don't take notice of, but when I was watching back my Breath of the Wild recording from yesterday, I realized that they are super fucking audible, and I didn't even realize that they were making noise, so I suppose I am taking more notice of it now. I would like to shoot the face, but I would rather go for consistent hits, because the thing is with the head, I'm not so accurate that I can consistently hit the head of a Fatalis, because that head is always, I mean, you can see it, it's small, it's high up, and it's moving a lot. What are you doing, mate? See, I'm so used to 4th generation Crimson Fatalis being the one from 4 Ultimate, which was super flamey. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's just Pablo, what you're describing is just the community of Generations Ultimate. It's a different sort of community, probably a different generation of hunters, people who are a little bit more focused on instant gratification. There we go, need to be quite careful here. Miltonio actually positioned himself really poorly. Well, I shouldn't say positioned himself. He happened to be in a bad position for that attack, because it was right at the beginning. Like, there was absolutely nothing really for him to do as far as avoid that, because the very beginning of the attack, the very beginning of the attack was right on target with him. Ooh, I'm glad that tail didn't manage to hit me. That worked out rather well for me. Here we go. The thing is with that attack there, especially in 1st and 2nd generation, it doesn't seem like it's going to hit you. It's so focused, it's not a very wide hitbox, but god, when it hits you, it hurts. And it does happen. So one does have to be careful. Of course, the snap and drag animation here is taken from Dai Morales, or Guran Mirause. Originally, the snap and drag was just a walk forward without a real twisting of the body like we see here. The twisting of the body is the 3rd generation snap and drag that wasn't seen on a Fatalis until 4th generation, for the reason that Fatalis did not appear in 3rd generation, except spiritually through Dai Morales. That is to say, Dai Morales was pretty much the 3rd generation equivalent. I don't really want to, because I don't really know what's going on there, I don't want to rely on Adept. If I can really see something coming, I'll put the weapon away and dive. That's one of the benefits to light bowgun, it's the fact that it can be put away very quickly for purposes of diving and such. Thought I'd get some extra damage out here. I still haven't moved on from my slicing, which is good. It's death number 2. At the hands of the most clearly telegraphed attack that Crimson Fatalis can deal, so that's a little bit unfortunate, isn't it? Come on, Palico Man. Don't be dying on me now. I would like to heal you, but I'm doing damage. I think you'll be alright. Palico Man. It's an interesting name to give yourself. I guess he likes palicos or something. Okay, good. So I was intending on actually rolling the first one, but the timing was such that I was able to comfortably roll the second attack there. I know the tail's coming. I'm going to adept roll it. As you can see, the timing for Adept is ridiculous, in the sense that it's ridiculously easy to get the timing of. It's not ridiculous in the sense that it's ridiculously hard. Let that be known. This is basically evasion free, and I find that to be utterly crazy. But it's very good for fights such as these where you just get one shot, so regular Crimson may even one-shot me. But this is Event Crimson, so I believe he's doing considerably more damage, and is really a great risk to Blade Masters, Blade Master players, Blade Master hunters, whereas I'm a gunner, so I will say that my defense, I didn't mean to take a screenshot, I will say that my defense for a gunner is very good. Like, we are at about 580, which might be enough for me to take a hit. Okay, fine. I mean, this guy's probably going to use a max potion if he knew what he was doing, but I think that was a double life powder and his own heal, which got him back up to full. You think he likes palicos? How did you know? Well, point is, he's named himself Palico Man, yet he's not using a palico. He's not using a prowler. I never say prowler. Have you noticed that? I'm always either saying cat. Guys, come on! Stop dying to that attack. Palico Man has abandoned the quest. You fucking miserable bastard. Can you at least grow a pair? Can you at least grow a pair? I mean, I'm not really asking for much. I just, you know, want to play the game. It's your fucking Event Fatalis. You can grow a pair and stick it out. Honestly, fucking Palico Man. So let's think about this for a moment. Now that we're going 3 versus this fucking monster, and that guy straight up rage quit. Both of them just rage quit. They both turned off their switches right there. Pathetic fucking attitude, I'll tell you what. So basically, if you've got Palico Man here as player number 1 of 4, and he chooses to leave because he doesn't have the balls to just go for it, basically, he's put us in the shit, because now there's an even less chance. I mean, I would say that there was about a 50% chance we could have made it, because the team always plays better when they know there's 1 death left. So I'd say there would have been 50% chance of success there. But Palico Man wasn't feeling it. So there you go. I don't know if this guy thinks he's top shit or what, but quite frankly, not into that attitude. I mean, definitely if 3 people have died before 5 minutes is up, I would say that was about 6 minutes into the quest. You know, come on, just go for it. But 4 minutes, 3 minutes, fair enough. If you're 1 death away at that point, then it's better to just turn it in. But, yeah, not too impressed with that attitude. World Fatalis is possibly harder than 4th gen Fatalis. I don't really know. I don't really care. The fact that Fatalis is in-world is deeply sickening to me. So, we'll move on from that topic of discussion. Hyper Naga Cougar, let's do it. I don't really mind at this point. Again, it's the live version of random hunts, so I just hunt whatever appears. Jack. Or is it Yak? Or is it Heck? J. What a fucking letter. I guess I'll say hello. He says, hey mate. Yeah, hi. Don't know if that means he's Australian or if he's trying to be overly friendly. No, I won't go Lance on a Naga Cougar. I was thinking that I felt like using Lance in general, and then I thought about what we were going to be hunting, and I realised, no. No. That won't be happening. He should change his name to Crybaby Man. Yeah, he should. Could go Insect Glaive. I don't really go Insect Glaive on camera very much, do I? I do use it rather often, it's just on camera it seems to not be a weapon that I often pull out. So here we go. White Fatalis, Insect Glaive. Which was also, I believe, my Thunder Insect Glaive of 4 Ultimate. Because I can't think of there being a better Thunder Insect Glaive for me in 4 Ultimate, yeah. I'm pretty sure I used the White Fatalis in that game too. And also, the Crimson Fatalis Insect Glaive got a lot of use in that particular game, but they changed the final level design for that Insect Glaive. It used to be pretty much, okay, all the Fatalis Insect Glaives look the same. Except one was black, one was red, one was white. But they changed the design for the final upgrade of the Crimson in this game. Don't know why. Ready to go, says Jack. Well, I suppose you've got an alright set. I wouldn't say that's the best fucking pair of dual blades you could have equipped, but I mean the set's good. So it's about as inspired as a plank of wood, but it's a good set. So yeah, why not? Actually no, I will wait for like a minute. I will say we'll wait 1 minute. He's certainly eager, I'm certainly not. We'll wait 1 minute. Oftentimes when I type something like this, someone joins in the time it takes for me to type it. We'll wait 1 minute. Can you handle that, Jack? Maybe he's New Zealander, and he just wants everyone to pronounce Jack in the way that he would. It's possible. Jack. Hey, Jack. Or is it Jack? No. Yeah? No, or is it? No, it's Jack. Jack, yeah. Jack would be... So if it were actually Jack, they would say Jack. But because it's Jack, he would say Jack. You see why I don't like the New Zealand accent? You know, there aren't that many accents in this world that literally flip vowels around because, I don't know, they just don't know how vowels work? I'm not sure. I mean, there are certain accents that sort of change the way a vowel sounds, but relative to all the other vowels, they all make sense, whereas the New Zealanders, much like I guess the South Africans, seem to feel the need to swap vowels around, like, hello, what are you doing? Okay, I guess it's been a minute, let's go. I wanna hunt now. Hello, Super Saiyan, welcome. Yeah, Rathalos is a good guess. Wait, what did he say? Go? Well, yeah, just go. I said I'd wait 1 minute, I'm just readied up, just go. Oh. See, that's all it fucking takes, that's all you have to wait. It's not long. LOL says Jack. Hey, mate. But yes, I would guess Rathalos is going to come back. He is the face of the whole franchise, and I think it's a bit of an insult that they made Rathalos the flagship of World, because it almost implies that World was to be a reboot, which I guess it effectively was a reboot because they changed so many things and it brought Monster Hunter to a completely new level in terms of mainstream interest. You know what, I don't even mind that we departed. I'm fine with that because you know who entered the room? A cat. So, yeah. Oh, the main character's dad in Final Fantasy X. I see. Well, that's a pretty bad name for a character. Jack. But in my mind, he's New Zealander, so we'll go with that. Okay. Nagakuka starts over here. As far as what monsters will return in Rise, I don't know, nor do I really care. I hope none. I don't want any returning monsters. I've talked about this before at length, but I'm so sick of seeing the same fucking monsters every generation. It was fine for the world players, you know, a lot of those people who had played older Monster Hunter had only played 4th gen, so they weren't quite sick of seeing the same monsters for 5 generations at that point. Me, yeah, getting a little sick of it, so I would love it if we could just have all unique monsters in Rise, except for the obvious Rathalos and Raytheon. But that won't happen, because that's not what the fans want. The fans don't actually want that, so that's not what will happen. So, sad, but that's the way it has to be. Just moving my mic a little closer. Haven't been getting my colours up because I've been too busy ranting. Again, typical. As you can see, I just, you know, aim myself in the general direction of the monster to get my Kinsect on target. So where's the white? Is that the back legs? Because I feel like, or is it the wings? Must be the wings. Here we go. No, back legs are white. Can you not flinch me when I'm like right there? Okay, must be tail. Unless I did get the tail instead of the back legs. Let's check that to make sure. I don't know what that was. Was that the belly? Because that's fucking hard to get anyway. We'll go for one mount. I go for a single mount in this game when it comes to Insect Glaive. No respect for prowlers. What do you mean? No respect at all. You know, it's Monster Hunter. Get a grip. Oh, I'm gonna play as a cat. No. Not on my fucking team, you're not. Well, I suppose I say that, but of course I'm gonna stop someone from using Prowler. I'm just gonna be upset about it. You know what I hate about this? Nagakuga is too low to the fucking ground to really get a good mount off, if you haven't noticed. I'm actually struggling to get a single mount hit off on this bitch. So like, I actually wait to do my mounting attacks until I get close to the ground. That still doesn't work. And then only occasionally, if I start attacking from higher up, it will work. I mean, seriously, what a miserable time. What a waste of my, I guess 3 colours, my triple colours. How am I supposed to say that? What a waste of my Golden Man? Anyway, that's what it was traditionally called, Golden Man. I'm sure that was colloquial, but still. That's what it was called. Let's get Extract Hunter up before we run out of Golden Man. Come on. There we go. Right on time. Away from that bloody tail. Are we doing a double? Yeah, we're doing a double. Good opportunity for Extract Hunter, and there's nothing more annoying than missing an Extract Hunter, and that was close. Thing is, with Extract Hunter, you think it's pretty easy to get on target every time, but it's not. Sometimes something unpredictable happens, and you miss your Extract Hunter. But I'm sort of okay with it for the reason that Extract Hunter really does make the Insect Glaive a bit too overpowered, because not only is Extract Hunter 3 immediate Golden Man, it also lasts a lot longer than the regular ones, so it's generally easier to get off. It's faster to get off if you actually are on target and don't miss it completely. It's either faster or you don't do it at all, but yeah. It almost throws the balance of the weapon out the door, which wouldn't be the only time something in this game threw weapon balance out the window, but I don't know why I'm bouncing off Nagakuga's wings with white sharpness. I feel like that should be something I can hit through with white sharpness. I'm not sure. It's just, it's a fucking Nagakuga, you know? Take it easy, game. Yeah, I was gonna get caught on him there. I don't think Utulkar will return because he's one of those monsters that I feel is to be unique. Not just to 4th generation, but to this specific 4th generation game. There are certain monsters, like for example Gogmazios. I feel like Utulkar and Gogmazios are comparable for the reason that they both appeared as sort of special final bosses. So let's take one from each game. Well, I suppose Amatsu Magatsushi was the portable 3rd equivalent, and he made a return. But basically, you've got Diamorales, Gogmazios, Utulkar. I feel like they're all similar, in the sense that they're special final boss monsters of their respective games that probably won't return. Oh yeah, the Freedom Unite version is Yamatsukami. So, technically Yamatsukami was not the final boss of Freedom Unite, that was actually Ukanlos. He was the final boss of G-Rank, he was your last Urgent. But I feel that Yamatsukami, being an Elder Dragon and being rather unique, was the unique Elder Dragon boss monster of Freedom Unite. So, yes, Yamatsukami technically made a return. Uh-oh. The sun's coming out now? Are you fucking kidding me? I thought it was raining. Can you fuck off, sun? Like, you need to... All I ask for is consistency. I don't ask for sun or no sun. I want consistency, okay? So if it's going to be a fucking cloudy day, you can fuck off. Because I've set all of my lighting and chroma key and everything to a light that is not this. I mean, it's... How's the... Yeah, it's phasing out of existence, which is just dandy. Just dandy. But anyway, what I was saying was that Yamatsukami, while he did appear in the Frontier games, and I think he also appeared in Monster Hunter Online, he never appeared in another mainline game, so... Yeah. For that reason, that's not a strong reason, but I'd say there's a fair chance that Utulkar won't return in any future Monster Hunter game, unless they suddenly decide to go full retard and bring back Diamorales, Gogmazios, Atulkar, Yamatsukami all in the same fucking game. We could have a unpopular monster game, where all the monsters that no one's fucking fought because no one plays Old Monster Hunter anymore actually make a return in the new game. Is it actually called the Catch Claw? I thought it had a different name. Or you mean Clutch Claw in Iceborne? I think, what was it called again in Rise? It's like the Flying something around. It's got a weird name, it doesn't feel very official. It sounds like a name that someone randomly came up with when they watched the trailer and were like, yeah, okay, let's call it this. There's one particular word that sounds very colloquial. Or unofficial, I should say. But yeah, I'll have to fix my lighting and my chroma key because the light's all fucked now. And a bit of my head is probably disappearing. Alright, that should fix the disappearing head situation. Now it's just a bit too bright. But that's okay. Where did you even go? Don't tell me you went all the way down to the distant area. That would really piss me off. Yeah, you did. There's a carvable tail over that way. I'm not interested in it. Wire bug, that's right. The word bug. To me, bug. They've never said bug. They've always said kinsect. Or, you know, something a bit more official than bug. Like, for example, we always called kinsects bugs because that's how we call them. It's like calling Doom Guy actually Doom Guy. It's like we call him Doom Guy because he's a guy and he's the guy from Doom, you know. So they're not. I mean, guy is not a strong official term. It's very casual, very fan oriented. Did you see how long that hitbox lasted? I guess, how should I refer to that? It's when you've got a prolonged hit area, like area of effect, well, I don't even want to say that. Area of effect and hitbox do not mean the same thing. But, you know, when the attack is prolonged, there must be, is it attack window? I don't know. Can you die? I don't want to get my charge up. Are you limping away again? I don't know what kind of patience you think we have, Nagakuga, but not this much, okay? Not this much. Let's carve a Rhinopolis, because why not? Wire Sect. I think Wire Sect is... that would be in line with Kinsect, wouldn't it? Some guy with a fucking drill next door. Just to make life a little harder. The birds were not enough, we need the drill too. Nice hunt, says Jack. Are we really doing a capture after all that? Oh, it's dead. I didn't even realise. How embarrassing is that? I'm like, is it asleep? No, clearly not, because we're here carving it. I'm going to carve and then I'm going to reduce the brightness of my room light because, yeah, lighting has changed. Uno momento. Son, again, all I ask for is consistency. Please stay this way, so I don't have to keep changing it. That'd be beautiful, really would. Ah, it's starting to get a little brighter. Fuck you too, fuck you too. Okay. So that's it for Nagakuga. We're probably not going to stay in this room because I think they specifically want to hunt Hyper Nagakuga, so we will move on elsewhere. We shall see where the wind carries us next. That is a large wyvern gem, which is a very easy item to get. I say that often, Pablo. With, of course, no accent whatsoever, because it's practically a loan phrase at this point in English. A bit of a cutesy, silly loan phrase. But a loan phrase nonetheless. More like culturally, not officially in the English language. Alrighty, so dev turns plus 200. It's actually 200 plus. That's how English works. You know, you put the plus after to suggest that 200 and more, not and more 200. So, anyway. Frankie, Ariel, and Ariel, I don't know, Ariel, yeah. That's the name of a demon of hell, isn't it? Anyway, so, Espiritu, no. Are you seeing how bright it's getting? How can I possibly do a fucking recording when you want to do this, son? Okay, thank you. And then it obeyed me. It decided to go dark again. And I'm just going to try and ignore it. Because the more I draw attention to it, the more impact it has on my stream, I suppose. What was your name? Frankie D? HR Cleaning. Oh, Trump's son again. I'm sick of seeing this guy. Trump's son. Why would you name yourself that? Is it just me, or like, why would you? Even if he was Trump's son, why would you? I don't know what would be worse. Actually being Trump's son and naming yourself Trump's son, or not being Trump's son and naming yourself Trump's son. I feel like they're equally terrible. Like, I'm not going to name myself, I don't know. Well, I suppose we could say, I'm not going to name myself Scott Morrison's son. That's the name of the Australian Prime Minister. Why would you name yourself after any famous person, whether they be politically famous or, you know, Madonna's son? What? Why? I don't know. Maybe I'm a little too focused on it. Good vibes only. Should I go in there and tell them they're all shit? White Fatalis, no thank you. And it's full. Well, perhaps not full, but... because sometimes that's an after image, you see. Crimson Fat. Is that like a... Anyway, I was going to say something really inappropriate. Rust Razor Scalps. Why are none of these rooms taking my fancy? Talisman Farm? Try equipping bowguns. Might help. You know, might help. Hyper Devil Joe. Yeah, sure. It's just spirit in Spanish. It's definitely a nicer way to say the word. Election night in the US is going to be more entertaining than reality TV. Is it? Well, I don't find reality TV to be very entertaining, so... yeah, we'll see what happens there. Okay. Oops. Go away, son. Go away. I suppose we'll go with a bowgun, because I'm never really happy with using a Blade Master weapon against a Hyper Devil Joe. I don't mind fighting regular Devil Joe with Blade Master weapons, but Hyper, no thank you. No thank you. I won't go with bow. See, I don't want to do Pierce, I would like to do Element. But I feel like I'm always using this set on Devil Joe. Decisions. You know what I need to do for this set? I need to actually get a dedicated gun for each element, because the Absolute Bowgun, or the Absolution Bowgun as they've called it here, while it's not a bad bowgun, it's for lazy people. It really is. I'm nearly huntering 700. I really should have a gun that will be able to rapid fire comfortably all elements on their own. So like a different bowgun for each one. Should I... well, I would need a 2-slot it seems, but I think I have that for Thunder. So let's check the Blitzkrieg and King. I could do that, but whatever. This gun has Thunder level 2 internal ammo anyway. Don't tell your son to go away like that. Greetings, says Kidding. Well, greetings to you too. This kind of set is really designed for multi-monster hunts, where you need elemental effectiveness that matches the monsters that you're fighting. We're only fighting one monster here, so kind of a weird set to be using, but whatever. This was a good set at the beginning, like this was one of the first light bowgun sets that I made for the reason that it can be used. Like all you have to do is get one gun and one armor set, and you can go rapid element with any element. Easy. But I'm at a point now in the game where I don't really need to do that. And even then, I'm doing rapid... Actually, now that I think about it, there's no point, because I do have all of my elemental sets that are specific to a bowgun. So I have a light bowgun for every element, you see. That capitalizes heavily on internal ammo, but it doesn't have bonus shot. But all of those shots do, at level 1, shoot rapidly from the bowgun, so there's no real reason to have a bowgun for each element for this armor set, is what I'm trying to say. Because I think the whole idea of this armor set really is to be able to shoot with the Absolution bowgun. I keep going to say the Absolute bowgun. The name has changed a few times. It was Absolute Bow, then it was Absolute Bowgun, and then it was Absolution bowgun. Okay. Well, most definitely Super Saiyan. The whole idea of the wire bug is new, so I think new things will come along with it that we have yet to see. Unless you mean something more specific. But, yeah. I would love it if the wire bug didn't exist as something to be used in combat. I'd love to use it to get around, but I don't want the combat to change on account of its presence there in the game, so... yeah. But I'm in a minority, aren't I? Apparently everyone wants a big change, they want a gimmick. Everyone needs a gimmick. Or perhaps that's not true. Maybe it's Capcom who thinks that everyone wants a gimmick. But I am not one of those people. I don't know why Kid... oh, this is a blast weapon though. Yeah, I thought it was a fire weapon for a second, but yeah, it's a blast weapon. He's got good defense. That's obviously a fully upgraded Hellblade set. Sharpness +2, Bombardier, Shot Booster, and Speed Sharpening. With Heavy Polish. Well, what has he given himself? Critical Eye, so it's Divine Blessing and Heavy Polish. Not too bad. So it has Speed Sharpening, right, so... I was going to say, a good skill to have in conjunction with Heavy Polish would be Speed Sharpening, and it comes with Hellblade Soul X. It comes with regular Hellblade Soul. So really, the only difference for a Blade Master is the additional Bombardier for Hellblade Soul X. That's pretty sad. There you go. No one wants to hunt Devil Joe, apparently. Maybe there's less people playing at the moment, I don't know. Patience, patience. Doomlink, patience. So how are you all doing today? Having a nice evening or morning, depending on where you are. Probably evening. It's morning here. It's 9:27 in the morning. And I'm just sitting here wanting to hunt things. I've got a Hyper Devil Joe. And I'm not too manning with this guy, quite frankly, because he's using Sword and Shield. I would not, unless he's going aerial Sword and Shield. No, Adept Sword and Shield on a fucking Devil Joe? My question is, why? Why would you do that? Everyone has their own preferences, but all I'm saying is you'll be hitting the feet, the feet, the feet, and the feet. So... Hi. Okay, I guess he said greetings before, and I didn't respond to him, so he wants some dialogue. Albeit limited, but he wants some dialogue. I'm used to a monster like Hyper Devil Joe. Well, I'm used to rooms that are based around a monster like Hyper Devil Joe to fill up fairly quickly, but that's not happening for some reason. Ha! That's what happens when you got siblings. I'm an only child, I wouldn't know of such things. Well, I know of it from hearing it from other people, but everything I owned was always mine. May as well respond to a text while I'm here. Seriously, I'll give this room maybe another minute or two. Normally I'd be happy to wait, but I'm live, so I've got places to go. It is true that I do have a few viewers who play with me, but they're not always watching. Forgot his name now. There's one who's been playing with us frequently recently, but yeah, looks like you're getting another 30 seconds, kid in. I'm sorry that for some reason no one wants to join your room, but I'm live, and I don't really want to be sitting here doing nothing. I'd like to continue playing. Not just for myself, but also for the viewers. I suppose the other way around, not just for the viewers, but also for myself. Because as I said, I'm pretty willing to sit here and wait. But because basically, the reason why I'm happy to sit here and wait is because I don't wait by staring at the screen going, start the quest, start the quest, start the quest, like, or someone join, like, just staring at the fucking screen losing my mind. That's not how I do it. I'll put on a documentary and relax. Maybe pull out a whiskey, I don't know, like, I'm pretty easygoing, but I'm live. So that was the longest 30 seconds ever, so sorry my guy. I wish you luck in your endeavors. Okay, next room. Mizutsune. Solcia G2. Why can't you just put Solcia in the title? How hard is that? Like, is it... I mean, yes, technically Solcia is a Mizutsune, but it's not. It's a different monster with different rewards. I got a response text. Oh, interesting. Okay, deviant turns. EX. Old Fatalis, bruh. Disgusting. It's white Fatalis, not old Fatalis. Yes, he's an old Fatalis, but he's white Fatalis, I'll have you know. Farming. No, because that's Silver Rathlos, a bone to pick. Well, this is a turns room. Well, at least you send me one more message and everyone dies. Okay. But yeah, the good thing about a turns room, did they fail the quest or something? Or is this guy still coming back? Oh, that's right, the quest did end, it was a bone to pick. Which is Nokakos. I mean, who would have guessed? The monster made of bones? A bone to pick? Sounds about right to me. I can smell what will be happening in this room. So, I'll let him relax in his reward screen. Charm Farm. Turns. Different turns room. Let's join this one. At least the guy's not sitting in the reward screen. Okay, what do we got? He's using a high rank weapon. And he's gone. Gone with the wind. Just like my patience. It is officially, you know, I've used it all up. It's gone now. It's a thing of the past. Okay. I don't know if I was going insane, but I thought I saw someone in the room named Brachydios. I think I am going insane. Yes, I'm going insane. I was seeing double, I was so angry in that brief moment. Okay. Because I saw Brachydios in the room name, and then I thought I saw someone in the player list also named Brachydios. Wow. Should I stick with this set, or do... Yeah, we'll go Blade Master. Okay. Is this going to be Hyper Brachy? I don't really care at this point. Can I just hunt something? Thanks. Okay. What weapon shall we use? Hi, hola. Do they pronounce the H like hola? Sounds like they say hola. I don't know if that's... Anyway. Switch axe. Just because it's something different. It's becoming less different these days, but... Okay, where's my water one? Water. Water. Alright, time to hunt something. I'm so ready. So ready. Are you fucking kidding? Hey, guys. Question. Question. How hard is it to just put the right information in the room title? Like, how hard is that? This is not Brachydios. It's technically a Brachydios. But it's not the same hunt. It's a Raging Brachydios. I don't use Blade Master for Raging Brachydios. This is called wasting my time. I'm happy to fight Raging Brachydios because I'm happy to fight anything. But I felt that I didn't need to check the board to see what we were hunting because, you know, the title of the room was Brachydios. So it was either regular Brachydios or Hyper Brachydios. Raging Brachydios, quite frankly, did not enter the equation because the room was not called Raging Brachydios. It's a different monster. I'm not going to say, well, I suppose people probably do this too, but they name the room Devil Joe and then it's Savage on the board. It's like, well... If that happens where I'm fighting Savage Devil Joe and the room's called Devil Joe, that's the first thing I say to someone. I say, sorry, we're doing Savage Devil Joe. Because sometimes, you know, you need savage materials, I don't know. But, you know, I like to make it clear to people. That's what I do. What am I doing? That's right. Heavy Pierce. Boring. This has been a good day, hasn't it? Riveting recording. It'll be more riveting once we're in the hunt, believe me. Okay, I think I need to buy some more Pierce. I don't think I have any Pierce 3, is that right? No? Okay. Because I abandoned the... That's right. Hold on, have we had... Yes, we have had quest success. I abandoned Crimson Fatalis because everyone else abandoned. We killed one Hypernaga Cougar, and we are almost 50 minutes into the recording, so we have not done much. We've had one successful hunt in 48 minutes, which is awesome. I'm not free-manning a Raging Brachydios, as much as you may want to do that. Rajuel, and Manic Thur. I don't know why a person feels the need to put a number in their name when you can have any name you want. You can have any name you want. Doesn't matter what it is. It could be Small Peen, for all I care. And you put Manic TH14. Why can't you just be Manic or Manic TH? Why is the 14 there? I don't know, man. Why does it bother me? What else am I going to talk about? Like, guys, what else am I going to talk about? Rajuel. What are you using? Oh! Shock. At least this guy's using an actual set. It does feel as if there are not that many people playing today, doesn't it? Have the Chinese finally been banned? Is that what's going on? Because I don't think I've seen any Chinese people. Maybe it's against the law to play Generations Ultimate now over there. It was against the law to play Worlds, so... And still, I don't even know why that's the case. Maybe they, I don't know, had something resembling a Chinese border that's disputed. And China was like, no, you will not play that. Yuma, what are you using? An actual set. Which incidentally is just a little similar to Manic's set. Just slightly worse. I shouldn't say worse, it's not quite as good. As if you're going to be mounting with a bow. Unless Manic is going... No, he's not going aerial bow, which would be interesting. Okay, have I eaten? Yes, I have. What do I have? Moxie and Booster. For... Oh no, not from my Fatalis hunt. I must have eaten before and I didn't even notice. Brachydios Brute Squad. We were visiting Ingle Isle when we were attacked by some creepy monster covered in slime which slapped its creepy slime arms. Is that what he said? Think so. May as well take a Farcaster. I don't think I've ever used a Farcaster, like an easy Farcaster that I've picked up in the box. I just don't do it. There's no particular reason why I don't. I just don't. Don't know why I chose to reload before drinking. I could have jumped off it. I could have jumped off and reloaded. But anyway. Here we go. Guys, we're in a hunt. Are you ready? Again, Mr. Drill Man. He always does it on weekends when people need the most quiet, you know. I guess that's when he's available to do it, but you know, not everyone's appreciating it. Like me. I'm not appreciating it quite so much. But anyway. I'll have to heal up. What is my defense on this set? Oh, it's actually pretty good. I thought it was a bit less than that. Oh, can you stop? Yeah, I thought this defense wouldn't be good, but the reason why I wondered was because I managed to keep a lot of my health. He wasn't enraged, which is why I didn't die. I'm pretty sure I will still die in one hit if he gets me while enraged, but... yeah, I'm pretty happy with this defense. Pretty happy. I'm not sure what it is. I've probably talked about it before, but I felt as if Raging Bracky in 4 Ultimate was harder to deal with. You see, I'm just trying to reload, and it takes so long to reload that I end up putting myself in a vulnerable position. That was tremendous flash bomb, just tremendous. That's called bad karma. No one else is going to notice it. Oh no, they noticed it. Shock horror. That's a rarity, isn't it? The team actually noticing his sleep. Can I please do the detonate? Can I please detonate? Please no one else do it. Please, no. Shit, I think, yeah, that worked, I think. If that was my shot, then it worked, but if he shot the monster, then no. No one knows how to detonate anymore. They actually don't. Lo he montado. Which is not how they speak. Gunpowder infusion, let's go. I can go crouch fire for this. Let's try to shoot all of them. Cool. I wouldn't say that we were perfectly on target the whole time, but wasn't too bad. There's an interesting sound going on with that guy's bow. Like the impacts of his arrows just sound really weird. It must be a hunter arm. Because it's not a pierce. Oh, it's a normal bow, but yeah, it's almost like a different sound than what you would expect. Hello, Crimson Fleeksy. Haven't seen you before. Welcome. Gunpowder infusion. At my risk, of course. Ooh. So it's this moment here where the whole front of his body is fucking exploding. That's the reason why I go gunner with this guy. Oops, need to reload. Yeah, that's why I gun with him, because I just don't want to be near him while he's exploding. And obviously you have to be near a monster if you're using a Blade Master weapon. So it's a whole lot more comfortable to just go gun. And less risky in general. Yes, I know you're new. That's why I haven't seen you before. Well, then again, you could have been someone who is lurking. That's always possible. I do have plenty of lurkers who don't like to talk. which is fine for them. They can watch my stuff as they like, but I always say that I appreciate a bit of conversation. That's why I stream, you know. That's why I go live. So I can chat to you guys. I do need to do some more Doomlink's random hunts. I need to do that, because I enjoy that format. It's fun. It's like the classic format for me, which I'm always most comfortable with. And it's the classic format that truly watch of mine. Normally when I do things in a classic format, no one fucking watches it. How did he not get woken up with that shit? Is your ping really that fucked? That's crazy. I don't even... Who cares? Don't even detonate it properly. That's just... Actually, no, those were large barrel bomb pluses. Because he's such a big monster, it looked like they were just regular large barrel bombs, but... No, I think those were pluses. It's an opportunity to do gunpowder infusion. But yeah, I will definitely do some more Doomlink's random hunts, and one of the benefits to that series also is that it's a series where I play on the older games, and also for Ultimate. I don't stream those because it's uncomfortable to stream them, because they don't have dedicated online, and what that means is that hunts can be inconsistent. So when I have the power of editing, it makes playing those games really easy. I did stream Freedom Unite and Portable Third for the Doomlink's Life Hunt series in the past, but it's not my thing. Ooh. There we go. That was a very quick hunt. Nice work. Give you a good hunt for that one. Nice and smooth. Sadly, we only broke the head. Didn't break anything else. I'm playing on a Switch. This is a Nintendo Switch game. You can technically emulate it. But... yeah. Playing on a PS4 controller also. On the Switch. Has dedicated online servers that will likely be active for many years to come. Unless the Chinese actually have been banned from playing it, which is just a joke. I think the reason why is because it's kind of early, or rather it's not the time for them to be online. They're probably asleep. That's probably the idea. They've got a curfew, don't forget. They're probably not allowed to play video games until 9 AM or something. That's funny. That was getting broader. Emulating 3 Ultimate is done through CEMU, if that's how you... I guess it's CEMU. I call it CEMU. Haven't heard anyone say it aloud before, so maybe there's a different way to refer to it, but basically it's... that's the way people are doing it at the moment, but I think the idea is to have it be done through Citra or a 3DS emulator in general, because what they're doing, there's a project that's active now that is taking the 3DS version of the game and adding the Wii U version assets to it. So anything that looked better in the Wii U version, they're adding to the 3DS version. The idea being that they want the better performance of the 3DS version, because the Wii U version was not a good port at all. It certainly did the job, like I didn't have an issue with it while playing it, but yeah, I won't deny that as a port it's not a good one, so... yeah, there is an effort at the moment to make a better game for people to play. You hate the Joy-Cons with a burning passion? I don't mind them. But, yeah, not great. Alright, let's move on, shall we? And yeah, as soon as I realized that I could connect any controller I wanted, I used the PS4 controller, to my Switch using a particular piece of hardware. As soon as I realized I could do that, I knew I had to do that, because the Joy-Con controller, pretty awkward. I use exactly this controller to play Freedom Unite, Freedom, Portable Third, 4 Ultimate, Generations Ultimate. Same controller for all of them, because I connect this to my PC as well. And my intention is to swap this for a PS5 controller if it's affordable enough, which it probably won't be. The reason is because this controller actually has a certain issue with the left analog stick, where part of it just doesn't really register properly. Like, if it goes in that direction, it's opposite to what you are seeing anyway, because I'm flipped. But, so, for you, this is actually the right analog stick. For me, it's the left, because, again, my image is flipped, but, yeah. No, I'm actually using the Mayflash Magic NS, I'll type it. So that's what I use, and it's really good. Works with any controller, pretty much. Whether it be a PC controller, Xbox controller, PS3, PS4. All of that. Yeah, PS5 controllers probably will be quite overpriced. Because of that, whatever it's called, haptic feedback or whatever. Turns, yep. See, the turns rooms are the ones that I like to join, because it means that I don't have to move into another room. I can basically do a different quest each time, without having to look for some other place to go. Ease off, son. Ease off. Ease off! Ease off! Stop it! Too bright. Alright, what are we doing? It's just me and Charlotte by the looks of it. It's electric. Why high rank? Why? I get it, you need high rank stuff, but fuck me, go solo it. Okay. Just for you, Charlotte. What are we doing? We are getting the heavy bowgun. We will probably do heavy pierce. I'm already using it. That's very perceptive of me, isn't it? Well, we'll see what happens with haptic feedback. It's very easy to call it a gimmick, but if it's actually really, really good, I will say that the way in which Sony advertised it, they made it look like it was going to be the best thing ever, ever. But that's how they always advertise these gimmicks, isn't it? So, I probably shouldn't take their marketing at face value. And I should probably be about as pessimistic as you are about it, but maybe it'll be great, who knows? But again, they're talking about it as if it's going to fucking revolutionize gaming. Don't think so, somehow. It might be really good, but I don't think it's going to revolutionize gaming. But even then, it might not be good at all, who knows? For me personally, you know what was suspect when I was reading their marketing bullshit? It doesn't matter how fucking... They're talking about how haptic feedback is going to offer immersion. But the thing is, if I'm holding a fucking controller, I'm holding a controller. I understand that it's really advanced vibration, but I'm still sitting there holding a controller. So I don't think it's going to immerse me as much as they think it's going to immerse me. Or as much as they want me to think it's going to immerse me. So, yeah. Because it's still it's not like I'm in the game. I'm sitting there holding a controller. It's not like I'm there. Because it's not... And of course, that doesn't suddenly mean that if I'm going to put on a Kinect and start swinging my body around like a retard, that doesn't mean I'm going to suddenly feel like I'm in the game either. That's the point. The only way you can really achieve immersion is to do what VR does. That's the whole idea. So if they were to somehow have haptic feedback technology in conjunction with VR in some way, that is something that could possibly be immersive, whereas if I'm sitting there with a controller in front of a fucking television, I don't feel like I'm in the game because some shit is vibrating in my hands. At least that's my feeling. I could be totally wrong. It's definitely possible. It could be so well done that it actually offers some degree of immersion, but I don't know. Probably not. Hey Rod Money. And hello A Gaming. Good to see you guys. Where the hell are we going? What are we even hunting? Oh, that's right, kidding. I must be close. Is he in this direction? Oh no, I'm in the wrong place. Kidding should be over here. Or am I in the wrong place? Yeah, I think we're going over here. I think Kidding. PS5 controller is $80. If that's 80 US, then that's really not that much more expensive than a brand new PS4 controller. It's expensive, and certainly dearer, but I I don't think that... Oh, well, to be honest, that is pretty fucking expensive. Whoops. I'm not using my heavy normal set, I'm using my heavy pierce set. Silly me. Looks like we'll just have to do reduced damage with our normal shots. That's alright. I used the same bow gun, you see, that's why I got confused. I stupidly thought I was using that set. I don't often pull out my heavy normal set anymore. But yeah, obviously it would be a whole lot better to have normal up right now, and repeat offender, which is what I have for that set. But maybe shot booster will work rather well, I don't know. Probably not. In fact, it probably would. Because I think getting in critical distance can be hard with normal sometimes. He's not going to last long anyway. I shouldn't be that concerned. Yeah, I'm sure I would love Neo. It's not like I was against playing it. I really did want to play it since it came out, but I don't know, just never got around to it. I think I was waiting for a sale and yeah, I just never got it on the sale. So, I think what it was in the moment that I really wanted to get it, I could have gotten it, but then I forgot about it. But, yeah. It'll happen eventually. For sure. How are you still alive, you high rank horse? What? Charlo's obviously, you know, got those auto shouts that are obviously referencing some anime. It says, "Help me, my slave Ymir." It's like, yeah, okay. Which sounds vaguely familiar to me. Anyway. I hate auto shouts, I really do. It shouldn't bother me as much as it does, but I've said this a million times. I would like for the chat space to be worthwhile. I want it to actually be either strategy based or for actual communication. I don't want to be reading fucking anime quotes. Like, that's stupid, okay? It's stupid. And it fucking adds nothing. And of course, 70% of the anime quotes are from fucking JoJo, because that's apparently all people watch. It's all people have ever watched, apparently, since anime got popular. But it's like, you know, 2014, 2015. Oh, fuck's sake. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Because I remember the name Yimiru. That is a Shingeki no Kyojin character. Yimiru. She's the one with freckles, isn't she? I can't remember. I've only just started the 3rd season because I watched the 1st season when it came out, and God, was that overhyped. Jesus. So, much like a friend of mine, we just stopped watching because the community was so fucking brain dead. And then finally we decided, okay, let's keep watching. And yeah, the seasons that follow the first one are actually even better. It was never a bad show. I always liked the show, but of course, the worst thing about it was the terrible English translation, which I've actually had arguments with people about. Attack on Titan. Hello. Can we have an English name that makes sense? Grammatically? Is that like, possible? Like, attacking the Titans, Attack of the Titans, Titan Assault. I mean, none of these are good names, but they're all better than Attack on Titan. Seriously, they're all better than Attack on Titan. The only reason why people don't have an issue with it is because they've obviously gotten used to it or something. But from the moment I read that translation, because I knew of Shingeki no Kyojin, and then I actually didn't know they were the same thing. I started seeing like Attack on Titan written around the place, and I'm like, what is that fucking show, and why does it have such a dumbass name? It doesn't make any sense. And then I realized that it was Shingeki no Kyojin, and yeah, I mean, I had a vague understanding that Kyojin meant Titan, but fuck me dead, I was a bit shocked. Anyway. Yeah, so don't spoil it for me, damn you. Spam, you have Mario's voice. What? I guess Spam has a... Oh, it's my turn. Player 2 turn. What do you do? What am I doing? So, what have we got? We've got Smithy Business. Imagine if I posted a Comet Rock quest. That'd be a nice way to piss them all off, wouldn't it? I'm not going to do that, though. I'm just going to look for a quest that I haven't done. There aren't many left at this point. Capture a Camoth. Ugh. Maybe if I had Cap Guru. We could do that. That could be interesting. Multi-monster. Okay. Type 17 best voice. Yeah, apparently there's a... Maybe the Mario voice is type 17, I don't know. But, either way. What shall we use? We'll use a blunt weapon, how about that? Blunt GS, good idea. Doomlink, good idea. It's really bloody bright. Bluepoint is the best studio at remaking games. Well, apparently there's like a lot of gameplay stuff out now for the Demon Souls game. Again, we'll see if there's a PS4 version, and then I'll be able to play it. If there isn't, then tough shit. Won't be playing it. Won't be playing it. My nose is itchy. Damn you. Okay. So, we'll go attack a Blanche. Should be fine. Unless we have low defense on this set. I really don't know. Whatever. We'll do this. Slider and Pyro. Fun. Anyway. Wait, what is my defense? Let's check that. Oh no, it's pretty decent. It's not like incredible, but it's certainly passable. Let's go. There's no 6th art stone. They're really gonna fucking make that DLC? Weirdos. Weirdos. Whatever makes them happy, I guess. I guess that means that they don't have any intention of making their own area. Because that's what they would have had to do if Land of the Giants was not DLC. If Land of the Giants was going to be part of the main game, they would have had to make their own DLC, because DLC was going to happen. That was, okay, by spam. But that was never going to be an option, whether or not they had DLC. Because that's just what you do with games these days to increase their longevity. So, yeah. Just goes to show that Bluepoint are not taking an over-the-top creative license here, which is good. Are there multiple monsters here now? Let's see. Yes. Okay. Sorry, Lei. I'm sorry. I'm making things hard for you. You can go help Charlotte. Let's see who I've got here. You just got a notification from my YouTube stream from 2 days ago. Sounds about right. Sounds about right. I mean, I'm not surprised. Not surprised. Thank you, YouTube. So notice that I don't really need critical draw here. Hold on. Yeah, I don't have critical draw. Because this already has high affinity already. What have we got? 45%. That's pretty good. There's a good chance that we'll get a nice critical on our draw attacks. There's something like 45%. I don't really get the people who feel the need to go beyond, say, 45%. Those people who go into 60, 70, 80%. It's not necessary. It's totally not necessary. It's better to just get to around 40 to 50% and then focus on increased damage for your affinity to work off. That's my personal opinion. I could be wrong. Maybe that's not really the best way to go about it, but that's instinctually within me. That seems to be the best way to go about it. I feel like I've been having a hard time with this Macau. I've been taking a lot of damage, all things considered. It's really fucking bright, I apologize for that. Although it probably doesn't bother you. It definitely bothers me more than anyone else, I can say that much. Nice. Again, those criticals, really good with this much damage. I mean, let's take a moment to look at our damage, shall we? We're doing 442 damage on a greatsword, and we're getting fairly consistent criticals again. So, crazy damage right now. And yet this guy's still alive. I mean, he is G rank, I suppose, but still. In fact, it's not just that he's G rank. I mean, if you think about it, he should have reduced health. Or rather, what I mean is that the fact that he's G rank shouldn't be that relevant, because he's one of many monsters in this quest, so really, you'd think he'd be fucking dead by now. 100% affinity builds in World are completely and utterly broken. There are a lot of things in World that are completely and utterly broken because Capcom have made it very clear that even in a game where they're desperate to constantly change the balancing with updates, they still can't get it right. Still can't do it. That's what's so embarrassing about World, you know, that's a game that they are always actively patching and changing the balancing. They cannot get it right, and I do remember that people were hopeful of Iceborne, I was at the very least, hopeful of Iceborne in the way that it might fix the balancing of the game. They've got G rank now, maybe they'll use that to completely change the balancing landscape of the game. And I haven't really looked into Iceborne, I know nothing about it practically, but my understanding of it is that it's still fucking imbalanced as hell. So, yeah. Capcom, try a little harder. I understand if you can't, like if you're really doing your best, but it's getting a little embarrassing. I think he's dead. Cool. So, those two guys killed a Quechua in about the same amount of time that it took for me to kill a Macau on my own, which is a little embarrassing, but he was jumping around and I'm using a greatsword, and that's going to be my excuse today. Okay, well if this light is going to keep being this bright, I'll have to make a change. There we go. Still fucking bright, isn't it? I go to the trouble of making a change, and you guys are like, so what did you change? Yeah, that's my life in a nutshell. Alright, let's go to where Lei is. Ah, it's Gypsaros. I didn't even know what the monster was going to be. Had no idea. I think how Greatsword works, Pablo, is that it is the weapon that makes people almost addicted to it because of the satisfaction that you get when you connect the hits. It's both a very frustrating weapon and very satisfying weapon at the same time. There's almost nothing more annoying than doing a Greatsword charge and failing to connect the hit. Because you're investing your time that you could be using to hit a monster with a different type of weapon that's always attacking into a charge that, if missed, will amount to nothing. Like if you don't even get the charge off, like if you get hit out of it or it misses, it's so frustrating. But each time you successfully connect that hit, you know you're doing a lot of damage. Hit me, come on, thank you. But you know you're doing a lot of damage, and you also feel like you've just achieved something with that investment of time. Id est the charging time. God, already almost dead. Just broke the head. It's a little dangerous to be doing this, but... ugh, die now. I really do wonder if it's normal damage that he takes when he is faking death. Because I've never seen him die in his faked death animation. Never seen it. So maybe he reaches a threshold or something, I'm not sure. And that threshold only can be crossed when he's finished his fake death animation. I'm not sure. Nova Crystal. And I think now we're doing Astalos, is that right? Quest info. Yep, Astalos. And he spawns here, I think. Yep. I thought he might spawn in 7. I'm going to run up there to fight him. I don't really want to fight him down there. I don't want to wait for him to go down there. Should be able to get a nice shot on the head here. No. Chest, which is fine. Yeah, Greatsword, really nice weapon type. Always been one of my favourites since 3rd gen. Since 3rd gen because I didn't try it out in 2nd. I think I might have tried it in 2nd, but not really long enough to know anything about it. So Tri was the game that I first played Greatsword in, and I learned how to use it there, and I'll tell you what, I was fucking bad at first, but... Tri for me was the game where I've said this before, it was the game where I cut my teeth as a hunter, where I actually learned how to do everything well as a hunter. So, yeah, special game for me. Is that a mount? Surely not. No, I don't think so. Just a regular knockdown. Of course I'm not sharpening because this is increased damage, but I think we are now in the vicinity of, yeah, 462. How about that? Pretty good. Hey, foreskin Tim. Right, I see. So he does have a threshold that can't be broken until after the end of the death animation. Good to know. I had a feeling because, again, I had never seen him die during the death animation, so I was pretty sure that that was how that worked. And it seems his whole wake up as well will still keep him at 1 HP. I don't think Monster Hunter Online got a lot of hate. I never saw much hate from Monster Hunter Online. I would say that the game, how do I say, was underappreciated. Not many people knew about it or cared about it. If it did receive hate, I know why, because there were aspects to it that I didn't like either. How it worked was that the ranks up to G rank really did not feel like proper ranks. They felt like you would go through them so quickly, and it was very strange. It's a very, very strange Monster Hunter game. It's not like normal Monster Hunter. And for me, I really struggled to feel like I was doing anything meaningful in the game. It's not really until you get to the end game that you can actually feel like you're doing something meaningful, which is not how Monster Hunter usually is. It feels like, normally, as you're going through the ranks, that you're always doing something worthwhile, something fun, something that's really working to build your character, but I never got that feeling in Monster Hunter Online, and that may very well have been on account of how I chose to play. Maybe I chose to play stupidly, forcing myself to go to G rank as soon as possible, but that was from the advice of the other people playing Monster Hunter Online, and the reasons that they gave for me to do that seemed to be pretty sensible at the time. And quite frankly, I think the game encourages you to play that way. I think they actually want you to just boost your way through G rank. Or 2 G rank, anyway. So I finished that game at G rank level, but I still felt as if I had only really barely scratched high rank. That was the way it felt for me when I had finished. And I'd barely done anything. They give you these free weapons and armor, like, it's basically a loot box that they give you with each level up earlier on. And so there's like a ranking system, but also a leveling up system, which is a real mess. And yeah, they give you these random armor and weapon loot boxes, we'll call them, that you can redeem, and you get something out of them. And I just used that the whole fucking time, because it was the best thing that I could really get comfortably. Outside of that, it required way too much grinding, and really, if I were to grind that stuff, it would probably just become, how do I say, not effective later on anyway. Because I'd be getting better stuff, or the monsters would be getting harder. I don't know. Point is, I really didn't feel like I was doing much in that game. And there were also a lot of little issues. Anyone who has played Monster Hunter Online for any length of time, really, will tell you that it was probably the jankiest, got a mantle, it was probably the jankiest game ever to be given the title of Monster Hunter, except for perhaps the very original Monster Hunter game on PS2. Original Monster Hunter was pretty fucking messy. But this was messy in a different sort of way. For example, the heads-up display, if you were to keep the heads-up display visible, your game would, over time, run worse and worse and worse due to some sort of Java issue. There was like a Java glitch that caused the game to run worse the longer you had the heads-up display open, so you were incentivized to remove the heads-up display because it was broken, okay? And then there were also a lot of other little things that were really messy as well. There was a lot of hate for it on the subreddit. Well, I can tell you that Monster Hunter Online was a very grindy game, but probably no more so than Monster Hunter Frontier. Frontier was, well, That's another game that not many people liked, for good reason. Because Frontier was a game that you just had to live in. There was no other way to go about it. There was just such a huge investment that was necessary to do well in Frontier that you either played it or you didn't. So, and it was such a, perhaps not towards the end, because a lot of people who didn't live in Japan were playing the game towards the end. But back when I first wanted to get into Frontier, so this is 2009, it was really hard to really get that to work as a person outside of Japan. So really you had to want to play it a lot, only to not really be able to read anything if you didn't speak Japanese, and then only to be required to grind until the end of time to really get anything. So really not my kind of game. I don't mind grinding. I mean, if I didn't mind grinding, well, rather if I minded grinding, then I probably wouldn't be a Monster Hunter player, but yeah. Spam made it back into the room. We had to 3-man that last one because he disconnected on quest initiation. Jack Alice. Is it Jack or Alice? Is it a shared account? What have we got? Make it something interesting, please. I don't want to see any adult car. I don't want to see any deviants. I don't want to see a Cantor. Hey, that's interesting. I don't often do Raytheon, so thank you for putting up something interesting. Yeah, grinding is... well, I guess it gets to a point where no grinding is fun if you've played the game for long enough. But yeah, I would say that grinding can be fun in certain situations. For the most part, I don't enjoy it though. Let's go hammer. What is my dragon hammer? I think it's... yeah, it's Valstrax, isn't it? Yeah. I like this hammer design. I like all the designs of Valstrax stuff. Valfalk. Vadufaruk. What shall I eat for? It doesn't really matter, does it? We are going to, well, engage in a beatdown, basically. Why is it so fucking bright? Me no like this. Everything's fine, right? Yeah, everything's fine. Again, I do that to check to make sure the chroma key is not making me turn partially invisible. Savior of the Skywalk. Wow. Alright, catch you later, Pablo. I probably won't be live for much longer. I think this will be about a 2-hour long stream. That would be my guess. So I think Raytheon's over here. Oh dear. Probably do an uppercut on your face. Yep. And another one. I don't often go hammer, do I? I suppose it's just too much effort. Sometimes I don't mind pulling out the old hammer, but for me it's always such a tiresome thing. I'm too casual for hammer, that's the point. Occasionally I can whip it out, but... okay, that is not a mount, fortunately. Beautiful. Now, while that did not actually make contact on my screen, lag compensation probably made it so that I did get the damage off. And lag compensation can also allow you to get a KO off without making contact on your screen. So it's not just damage, it's also KO. Oops. Her spin around was interrupted. I would have hit the head otherwise. Ooh. That's so annoying. You need to stay away from the head. There's a hammer user here. This is just going to happen, Jack Alice. you're gonna need to learn. If there is a person with a hammer, the head has been reserved. Oh, I love that fucking golf swing out of that attack. Hey Sleazy Weasel, good to see you again. Always good to see you. You know, interestingly, I never talked to you about Monster Hunter in those days because I always assumed you wouldn't be interested. It was Donnie who first got me on the Wii, really. And then, when I was on the Wii, I picked up Monster Hunter Tri. So, there you go. Raytheon Shawspike, or is it Sir Spike? I don't know if it's Shawspike or Sir Spike. I guess it's Sir Spike. Because there's no E, so I guess it's not Shaw. Alrighty. So I am actually surprised that we didn't one-zone this Raytheon. Colour me shocked. Well, that's good to know. Yeah, since around, since around the time I started doing Let's Plays, I really did, gravitate towards the Monster Hunter series, but for me it was so far removed from Nintendo, and I had always marked you guys as, like, Nintendo people, so I just kept with Zelda with you guys in terms of talking about games and also Nintendo stuff. And as far as what I could record at that time, it was only what I could emulate. Which for me, like, I didn't even really know if I could emulate the PSP back then. So, for me it all started with Castlevania, and then from Castlevania I came into contact with the Monster Hunter series on PSP, so... yeah. Which is, of course, a joke from Potato, because Monster Hunter Stories is a big... Well, okay, Monster Hunter Stories is not a bad game, but it's a spin-off and it's not for everyone. It's very, very similar to Pokemon. And it's really marketed towards a younger age demographic. So, we're talking, you know, under 10-year-olds, to be honest. So, or at least the anime was. And I think the game was intended to be that as well. Yeah, we were all very Nintendo focused back then. I was always, I mean, you probably know this, but I was pretty much exclusively Zelda because I wasn't a huge Nintendo guy, but I was a huge Zelda guy. A lot of you guys were interested in Mario and Donkey Kong and all those other series that were present on Nintendo systems, but my knowledge of them really was only as vast as whatever you would tell me about it. And maybe I would try a game on your recommendation or because you had Let's Played it or something like that. Mario I was never into, really. Even to this day I don't consider myself a Mario fan. I remember back then and before even, I was always upset that Link was not the flagship of the Nintendo franchise. I always thought, why do you have the fucking Italian stereotype with the moustache who looks like a weirdo? Why is he the flagship and not Link? I always thought Link was a cool character. A bit more heroic, rather than some plumber. But that was me. That's a high rank, isn't it? I don't really want to do a high rank at Cantor, but fine. God, freaking itchy nose today. Okay. So, what should we use? It's only high rank, so I can really use whatever I want. Let's go Lance. Sealed Dragon Lance. Love this thing's design. Right, I see. I don't even know about that. SNES Online. Interesting. Yeah, I played a little bit of Donkey Kong. Not much, but I think I played the original a little bit. Right, it's your favourite of the Nintendo games. Interesting. Zelda was always my thing. I know you enjoyed Zelda as well, but... for me, Zelda was the game for Nintendo, whereas... all of us were... I suppose... just generally interested in anything Nintendo. I'll take a Nulberry as well. How is his name still Tails Prower Rules? Thinking, yeah. How's he going? I know he's still doing Let's Plays. I haven't watched his stuff recently. We fell out of contact with one another. There's a funny story with him and us, which I won't tell because it's embarrassing, but yeah, we became friends in a very strange way. Not me personally, more like Sleazy Weasel and him, with me on the side. But we had very interesting Sonic-related arguments going back to about early 2010 that were quite cringy. Not on my side, by the way. But yeah, I wouldn't retell that because, well, I suppose we all would have done cringy things in those days. Ah, he goes by Cody Fennec now. That's good to know. I have not played Mario Odyssey, no. Sleazy Weasel probably has. In my case, I really haven't played many Mario games. I've played the originals, I played Super Mario 64, and that's really about it. You still interact with him? That's good. Because for me, he's one of those people who... I don't think he was really Let's Playing at that time, was he? He was interested in it, but he wasn't really doing it. But he continues to Let's Play in the traditional way. With a very limited viewer base, of course, but... that's just how it is these days. We do it for fun, we do it because that's what we enjoy. So I do actually... I recall being given a video of his in my recommendations feed. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. Haven't spoken to him in a long time. He's a cool guy. Yeah, I don't really own Switch games either. I bought a Switch for the game that I'm playing right now. So... which is... I actually bought a Wii U for 3 Ultimate as well, so... that's Monster Hunter for me. It's a series that I buy consoles for. I bought a PS4 for World, then I sold it when I realised it was coming to PC. But particularly because I had really... well, World had fallen out of favour with me quite considerably by the time this game was announced to be coming on Switch. So... and then it took everyone else, like, 6 months to catch up with that. Probably more. That is to say, catch up with my feelings on World. And then Iceborne came out and they all got sucked back in. Like it was a fucking vacuum cleaner that was turned on. Which is whatever. I don't have much to say about it. I didn't even know Odyssey was a Switch game. That's how little I know about the Mario games, quite frankly. I've got Defense down, let's have an Adamant Siege, shall we? Right, I've moved to PC. For anything that I can play on a PC, that's not exclusively on a console. I mean, Monster Hunter for the most part is exclusively console-based, so... at least... yeah, well I suppose Rise will continue that tradition, won't it? But the idea is that while Monster Hunter is one of my most played and favourite game series, it's honestly the only thing that I play on console. All the other stuff I play on PC. I play Souls on PC. Well, I guess Zelda. I can't exactly play Zelda on PC unless I'm emulating. And I don't really do emulating nowadays. You know, interesting topic, Sleazy Weasel. As I said, back in those days I could only really Let's Play the things that I could emulate. And I felt that Let's Players in general were some of the first to get onto emulation, because emulating back then was a bit more primitive. what I've found is that I really lost sight of what I found was important about video games. Back then I thought, well, why would I ever get the physical copy of the game on its original system if I can just play it on the PC, have it run perfectly, have it look better than it ever did on its original console, and then just do that, and I wouldn't even have to pay for it. You know, that was how I saw it back then, and I guess that's pretty logical that that would be the best way to go about it, but these days, I much prefer to play the games on their original systems and record them that way. Like, I would much rather have a save on a GameCube memory card than on some file on my PC, for example. I'd rather have a save file on an actual SNES cartridge than on the PC. So, because it feels more real to me. It took me a number of years to finally get to that point where I just realized that for me personally, emulating just doesn't have much substance to it. So, a friend of mine, Ethan, he doesn't really feel that way. He just thinks that emulating and playing the game on its original console is the exact same thing and it really shouldn't make a difference. But for me, maybe it's a sentimentality thing, but I feel a lot more attached to playing on the original console, so. I don't know what PlayStation exclusives are, to be honest. Like PlayStation 4 exclusives, I wouldn't know. But, yeah. I'm definitely not into the other consoles at all. It's gotten very dark. I'll tell you what, that natural lighting is making life hard. Real hard. And yeah, quite frankly, I don't know of any PlayStation exclusives myself. I think it would depend on what sort of games that you gravitate towards, as far as which would have better exclusives. Okay, God of War, never played it. Spider-Man, wouldn't ever play it. Horizon Zero Dawn, barely know anything about it. The Last of Us, that can fuck off. Uncharted, I've heard very good things. Ratchet and Clank, okay, fair enough. That's a good series, for sure. Yeah, I suppose, well, definitely there is more input lag on emulation, but I think that... it might be emulator dependent. I really don't know, but... definitely they don't allow things like speedruns on emulators, I don't think. It has to be on the original system. That's my understanding of it. I don't really know speedruns that much, like I've never been that invested in speedrunning or its community, but I think you have to speedrun on the original console. Right, yeah. Yeah, I never really played Donkey Kong 64, maybe it's because we could never emulate it properly in those days. That might be why. Because I remember there was a time when Project 64 really wasn't that great. It was pretty unstable. Which was, I suppose was a time before I had even started recording, but... The Gathering Storm. Do I really need to raise the brightness of my room? Fucking hell. So annoying. Nothing more annoying than having to do this over and over again. Fuck's sake. Alrighty, is this... oh, fucking high rank again. I'm not here to do high rank quests. Fuck off. I'll probably do 2 more quests. What have we got? Yeah, they might have worked out how to emulate it better by now. I would think so. I think there are enough dedicated Donkey Kong players to have worked out how to emulate it better in the last decade. Would be my guess. Oh, Barrioth. This is a monster that I don't often fight in this game because you don't ever need to fight him, I don't think. Maybe he's in a key quest once or something, but he's not a monster that I often fight. And all of his weapons are honestly outclassed by Zamtrios weapons, Karnlos weapons, things like that. Well, not really a Karnlos, it was just a random ice monster that I thought of. Mostly Zamtrios, because it's... with Zamtrios you've got 2 types of Zamtrios weapons, and then... yeah, generally Barrioth doesn't do it for me, weapons-wise, and also the armor doesn't really have a place for me. So I never fight Barrioth. So I would like to, basically. Should I go Gunlance? Oh, let's do it. It's painful. Why do I have 3 Gunlance sets? Good fucking question. I only ever use 1 these days. Okay. Let's get out of here. Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze on the Switch is the best 2D platformer you've played. I didn't know they were still releasing proper 2D Donkey Kong games. That's mostly because I know nothing of the Donkey Kong series, but that's good to know. Thought it might have been a thing of the past by now. It's a good thing that it's not. Because in my opinion, that sort of game is immortal. I don't think we should ever move past that. There's nothing to move past. It's not a matter of evolution. That's a really great kind of video game, so it would be a shame for a series that began that way to just evolve into something different. I wouldn't like that at all. Are we just... yeah, I guess we're departing because this is not a hyper. Yeah, let's go. The game would just randomly teleport you back to the entrance of the world if you were climbing a tree. Yeah. A Donkey Kong game where you can't climb trees. Sounds rough. I think the only Donkey Kong game, because I'm not a Donkey Kong player, the only game that I really played at length was a game that I happened to get on the Nintendo DS. Can't remember what it was called, but I remember it being quite difficult for me. Not at first, but as I was getting towards the later levels, I did finish the game, which for me was quite an achievement at that time. I'd never played a Donkey Kong game before, and it just, I don't know, towards the end, really was hard for me, but I got through it. But never played a game after that, sadly. It's bright again. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Why am I attacking like that? Oh, and then... whatever. I cannot control the light. Cannot control it. How about that English guy, Sleazy Weasel, the guy who used to call people... his introduction was, "Hello, you Tubians." You remember that guy? He was the guy who used an easy cap, and he was the reason why I decided to get an easy cap. And I never used it because I swear to God, and we've had conversations about the easy cap. Holy God. I'm shocked that they're still selling them. You can still buy easy caps today that look exactly the same as what I bought 11 years ago. And my God, that thing, I swear to God, nearly broke my PC. It was so bad. It's just, I've never personally purchased a piece of hardware that was so terrible as an easy cap. So bad. I don't know how he got it working, but fuck me. Would not recommend an easy cap to any person, not even my worst enemy, quite frankly. You haven't talked to him since 2014. Is he still doing videos? Maybe not. I never really talked to him. I remember you may have introduced him to me at one time, but I don't think we ever stayed in contact. And I remember he was doing a Jak and Daxter Let's Play, wasn't he? And I think I only watched a bit of his stuff. I liked his Let's Plays. He presented them really well. I enjoyed it. But, yeah, I wasn't really a Jak and Daxter player, and I suppose what it ultimately came down to was, if he were a guy who played Zelda games, fuck me, I'd be sitting there watching him all day, but because he didn't play Zelda games, I didn't watch him. I was very Zelda focused at that time. And still am, to be honest. Whoop. Managed to shield that in time. It's a shame that he doesn't make videos anymore, because I feel like the content creation space for video games has changed so much. It feels as if it's been turned on its head. The people who made videos for fun in the old days don't do it anymore, and the people who do it now just do it for money. Of course not all of them, but certainly it feels as if things have changed for the worst. Because I feel like there's more of a place for the people who did it for fun back then. Now, but they've all moved on, and I guess they can't do it forever. I'm the sort of person who would do it forever. I feel as if I was born to do it in a weird way. But, yeah, it's a shame. Alright, catch you later, potato. Oh, okay. They did a Zelda NES game. I'm assuming that was the first Zelda, not Zelda 2. Shit. So bright. Can you leave me alone, Mr. Barrioth? I mean, honestly, the gun lance is not a comfortable weapon type to use with a Barrioth. Whatever. There we go. You know what, I haven't done a fucking Wyvern Fire yet, and I'm never going to get around to doing it, so let's just do it. Better to get it off than not at all. Even if it's reduced damage. Ow. And I was too busy looking at the chat. That's fine. Well, it's actually not fine, because we're at risk, ladies and gentlemen, we are at risk of failing a regular G-rank Barrioth. This is pathetic. This is pathetic. I haven't played the original Zelda recently. I will have to go back and play it again. What does that even mean? Gilgamesh sent some auto shout called insert something here. What is this team? I mean, I understand I died too, but I feel like I had an excuse. I have distractions around me. But, yeah, what the fuck? I can't end the stream like that. With a fucking failed quest of a regular G-rank Barrioth. That's pathetic. It's really pathetic. I can't really allow that. I'm happy to try it again, honestly, because it is pretty embarrassing, but I wouldn't mind some apple pie. I wouldn't mind a successful quest, quite frankly. That would be even better. Anything would do the trick for me. Other than a failed fucking Barrioth quest. I'm just gonna have to ignore my nose because it's so fucking itchy at the moment that I could be sitting here scratching it all day. So I'm just gonna leave it alone and suffer. You know when sometimes you just have to suffer? Yeah, that's how it is for me right now. Looks like we're all willing to do it again, so let's go. I will use a slightly more appropriate weapon type this time, and hopefully we will not fucking fail like a bunch of idiots. So we're all... oh my god. Oh, we've got Phoenix here now. With a lava flow hammer. Okay, I guess I'll go longsword. It's a bit mindless, but why not? Yeah, you won't get the apple pie until I stop playing like an idiot. Which means you'll never get it. No, we should do fine this time, I think. We should do fine. But yeah, for my channel at the moment, Monster Hunter is what draws the most views. My highest viewed video is 18,000 with one of my Monster Hunter videos, so... and there's some that are... actually no, that one's probably closer to 20,000 now. And then 18,000, then 15,000 with two other Monster Hunter videos that I've done. Both of them are on Monster Hunter Online. So what that means is that it draws traffic to my channel that's Monster Hunter based. So for that reason, more people are interested in watching my Monster Hunter stuff. But interestingly, maybe it was the algorithm that picked it up, but my livestream playthrough of Twilight Princess HD was getting a bit of traction. Not like, I mean, a lot by my standards, you know. 150 views, which is a lot for me, but, yeah. Maybe they're interested in watching me play that too, I don't know, but for the most part, it's Monster Hunter. Most certainly. Ah. Alright, let's get a good hunt in. Let's get him killed nice and quickly, shall we? I'm not desperate to end this right on 2 hours, but I would like to get this taken care of nice and quickly, because we've already fought this monster before. So now we just need to kill it properly. Oh, thanks, Phoenix, for the ping. It's so much. You've been such a tremendous help, Phoenix. Not. I don't know why I hate people pinging. Maybe it's because I'm so cynical. Ooh. This one is considerably smaller than the last. The last may have even been a silver crown inside, maybe a gold crown, because it was really big. This one is on the smaller side, but not gold crown small, I don't think. Not hit me. I mean, this is the thing, Mr. Hammerman. You're using a hammer, so I shouldn't expect to get hit away from the monster unless I'm attacking the head. If I'm attacking the head and you hit me with your hammer, fair enough. Like, that's fair game. But if I'm at the tail and I'm getting hit away from the fucking monster by you, something's gone wrong, clearly. And you need to maybe play properly, I don't know. But, yeah. I'm less than impressed by that. Let me make that clear. I've got Unhinged Spirit. I guess I may as well activate it. I don't need to get this attack through. I can live without that. Oh wow. Look at the difference. It's not just the difference of 4 players versus 1 monster, which I suppose would be significant, but it's also the fact that we're using possibly better stuff now. I'm using a longsword, getting a lot more DPS out. Got a hammer guy. And it looks like Gilgamesh put away his light bow gun, which I'm sure would have been fine performance-wise previously. Yeah. There goes the tail. Still got half of my hinged spirit left, and I'm thinking he will be dead before it runs out. That would be my guess. I thought that was a limb for a second. Whoa. Hey, Spaceman. You have joined us for the last quest, sadly. This will probably be over in the next 5 minutes. The stream, that is. Just using a boring old longsword with Unhinged Spirit. He did not die before I ran out of Unhinged Spirit. That's a little disappointing. He should be dead very soon though, come on. We've been beating on him. He's limping, kill him. Yeah, this will kill him, there we go. Once we got that knockdown, I knew that that would be a 1 zone. I mean, if it were not a 1 zone, that would be pretty embarrassing. Not quite as embarrassing as actually dying to him like we did before, but it still would be embarrassing because that's 4 G-rank people beating on a regular G-rank Barrios. Ooh. May as well carve the tail, because if I think about it, I probably don't have that much Barrios stuff. Hunter's notes, here we go. Let's see how many Barrios we've killed. Can't be that many. Where are you? Mr. Barrios. I wish they could just organise this in a slightly less retarded way. You know, maybe alphabetically. Barrios, here we go. Fuck's sake. So we've only dealt with 16 of these guys, which probably, in fact it definitely includes Generations. Actually, was he in Generations? I don't think he was. Alright. It's good to know, Spaceman. Oh, goodness. Okay. That was a gold crown small. So actually that might have been a normal sized Barioth or maximum silver crown that we fought last time, and that one was just especially small. I suppose the reason why I wasn't sure was because I haven't been fighting Barioths recently, so therefore I had a warped idea of the regular size for Barioth. But yeah, that was a gold crown small. And indeed my first gold crown small. Now let's check our crowns, shall we? Because I don't think I've got a gold crown large for him. Barioth is more in this direction. Wherever you are. Barioth, here we go. Oh no. Good to know. So we just got both crowns for Barioth. Good to know. We are deprived of apple pie. Well, I don't know. I would say I was performing fairly well, so you can have some apple pie. I don't mind that. You're welcome to. I can't provide it to you, but I can allow you to have it. If you had it, and you followed my direction, which was that you couldn't have it until I performed well, well, I think that quest was good enough, so eat up. Either way, that's it for the live stream, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll probably do some... or will I do? Yeah, tomorrow I'll probably do some Majora's Mask. Don't know what I'll do in the game. I was thinking of doing the Anju and Cafe quest finally, because I wouldn't want to wait until after the Stone Tower Temple. That's definitely something that I should do by now. So we'll do that, and then maybe some other stuff as well. We'll see. But yeah, I'm thinking Majora's Mask tomorrow, and then maybe the day after that, Demon Souls. But for now, I bid you all farewell, and I thank you all for joining me. And I'll see you when I'm next doing a mod standard recording, or when I'm next doing something that you would like to watch of mine in the future. In the meantime, I'll bid you farewell. Bye bye.